So, DJ Academiks and Charlamagne sit down for a 3 hour interview, bro. And it's a whole long thing, bro. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the whole video. You got DJ Academiks, Team Drake. You got Charlamagne, Team Roc Nation. If you haven't been aware, DJ Academiks has gone on this holy crusade, calling out all Roc Nation wrongdoings. DJ Academiks have really been going on the tear. Anybody who got anything to do with not aligning with Drake, if you not Team Drake, he on your head top. You feel me? And Charlamagne got caught up in the whole riff. You feel me? And I'm just sitting here and I'm looking at the 3 hour back and forth with them going back and forth, talking about all types of situations, all types of receipts. I'm sitting here and I'm listening to it. I'm like, damn, bro, this really is, or these two really are the top journalists in hip hop right now. And I'm just like, damn, bro, we came a long way. This is definitely different than when I grew up, bro. And if we can see that one is obviously Team Drake and one is obviously Roc Nation, bro, I'm just like, do we as viewers, do we ever get an unbiased opinion, and are we ever going to really get a full truth, or is it always going to be an angle moving forward? You feel me? Welcome to the Culture Audit, bro, where we break down pop culture and current news, bro. And listen, bro, I'm really sitting here looking at all this, bro, and it took me back to my times back when I was a young boy. I'm 28 now. When I was a young boy, we used to watch the Grammys. We used to watch BET. I still remember 106 in Park. AJ and Free is a little bit before my time. I came up more with the Bow Wow era, when Bow Wow was on that joint, and Angela Yee Simmons was on that joint. Run DMC daughter, she was on that joint. That we was watching that. We was watching MTV, VH1. We used to watch all the little award shows and everything like that. And it used to go back to school, and we used to talk about it all the time. When Kendrick got robbed for that Grammy, it was a big thing, bro. Everybody was hurt. This, that, and the third. Everybody was hurt, bro. You got to see the new music videos, especially on New Year's. You sit there on New Year's Eve before you go out. You watching all the videos that came out that year on TV. You feel me? Back even when they brought out the little streaming service, Tidal even had a joint where they was putting all the music videos and things like that. You feel me? We had that Piff for mixtapes. I'm saying all that to say, back then it was a whole different ecosystem, and now you got Twitter, you got TikTok, you got Reddit, you got streamers like Twitch and Kick. You got a whole bunch of different ecosystems where you can now get your hip hop news, bro. It's a completely different system. You feel what I'm saying? So back when I was a kid, you can go to one little channel, bro, and just imagine all your YouTubers was on one channel. All your favorite YouTubers was on one channel. You can go to that joint, you see what's going on, and then you go back to school and you talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? But nowadays, bro, you can be in your own little bubble and not even know what's going on the whole other side of the culture. You can be Team Drake and not even know what's really going on with Kendrick, what Kendrick drops, just that and the third. You feel what I'm saying? It's a whole different ballpark. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. You feel me? I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Because now it's less of a barrier to entry to get into hip hop media. Look, I'm sitting here talking to you guys right now. You feel what I'm saying? So it's definitely a less of a barrier of entry. More people can get their opinions out. More people can get their take out. You feel me? That is not a problem to me. That's not what I dislike about it. You feel me? That's what I like about it. I also like the fact that you're not at the mercy of the legacy media, because you feel what I'm saying? When it came to legacy media, for whatever reason, BET, VH1, and those type of joints right there, MTV, they started focusing on reality TV. So when it came to music, pop culture, fashion, stuff like that, they kind of on the back burner on that. And it was more like giving you like reality TV, things that's going to bring in views. You feel me? So going to YouTube, Twitch, blogs, you feel me? Back when, we was young boys, they had the blogs out there. You feel me? You get a little bit more nuance. Maybe you could follow your favorite artist a little bit more, because this one artist right here, this one journalist or this one channel right here, he locked in on Playboy Cardi. So every time I'm tapped into this YouTuber right here, he tapped into Playboy Cardi. That's where I get my Playboy Cardi news at. You feel what I'm saying? Every news media wasn't like that. You feel what I'm saying? Where they dedicated to one star, they might be dedicated to a crop of stars. You feel me? Independent John. You feel me? Now, here's where I feel like it gets to the nitty gritty, bro, where it's like, all right, it's a little dicey and where I really don't like it. Now that everything online, bro, online got a different motivation than legacy media and TV. When you was on TV, views, you feel what I'm saying? We need the viewership. We need to bring them in. You feel what I'm saying? So we need something different for everybody. You feel what I'm saying? We need to kind of cater to the whole world. You feel me? Social media, it's more about reactions and engagement, bro. Whoever got the craziest take wins. And when you got that going on, bro, it's a whole different motivation to say what you saying out online. So now we go to this DJ Academiks and Charlamagne situation. If people picking sides, bro, it stem from Drake versus Jay-Z. You feel me? And now people are feeling like because there are people that's on Team Jay-Z in different positions in media, they got a whole different take and they not covering Drake with the proper etiquette. You feel what I'm saying? They feel like it's yellow journalism. They feel like they are putting out hit pieces on Drake. You feel what I'm saying? And then on the other side, people who team Jay-Z, they sitting here, they looking at the Drake fans like, oh, y'all weird. Y'all trying to come down on Jay-Z. Y'all trying to ruin his 30th anniversary. This, that, and the 30th. For me, is real reactionary. And the best reactions get the most amplification on these social media platforms. So it's a whole different situation. You feel me? So if Jay-Z sneeze, we got to do a 30-minute video on why Jay-Z sneezed a certain way. You feel what I'm saying? Or like if Drake, he dropped a photo of him at a Chinese restaurant, people trying to figure out, oh, the Chinese restaurant, he in LA, you feel me? That's where Kendrick went when he was his first birthday. He went to that, you know what I mean? Like, it's a whole different little bit where this is like they really breaking it down on something really where it don't need to be broken down like that. You feel what I'm saying? People really dedicated to these artists where it's really super fans, it's really standum going on out here, and it's really, you gotta pick a side. You feel what I'm saying? That is the economy that we got going on right now. And the industry beforehand, when they used to look at the magazines and BET and they want to send their people on 106 in Park to go get some exposure that way. Now they turn into the content creators. They turn into the Twitch streamers. They turn into the bloggers, the people that run these Instagram pages, the Spotify playlist makers and stuff like that. It's a different economy. So I don't think the industry really changed, but at the same time, when you're looking at the way they promote now, they promoting with Twitch streamers and they're promoting with content creators, and like we just said, social media got a whole different motivation for why they want people on the platform. So they amplify different things. So where we used to have a different control type of conversation back when I was a young boy, we used to go to BET. We got one thing came in from BET, one opinion on the BET, multiple opinions on BET, but it all came from BET, so it's controlled to a certain way. It's one person running all the programs. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a little more control. It's not everybody coming in from different things, and everybody got to play ball with BET. You feel what I'm saying? The Warner Brothers got to play ball. Def Jam got to play ball. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody got to come in and play with BET. You feel me? They all got to be sponsored with BET. They all want BET, so they come in there. And they all going to BET. It's not just one boy going to BET and then one boy go here to MTV. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody hitting everything. Nowadays, everybody not hitting like every streamer. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody got their own little bit. So it creates these massive like super fan bases that we used to see in pop music. That's coming to hip hop music now. You feel what I'm saying? And that's a different type of situation. That's never really happened in hip hop ever. We never really had super fans like this. You feel what I'm saying? Hip hop's still young. And so where we were coming from, the standpoint we coming from, it was more about like, oh, can you resonate with the culture? You feel what I'm saying? Is your whole thing, can it hit the whole culture? You feel me? Can it uplift the whole culture? Can it be a moment in the whole culture, amongst the whole culture? You feel what I'm saying? If it hit these blog sites, if it's hot on source, you feel what I'm saying, then it's hot amongst the whole culture. Now it's not really that way. You feel what I'm saying? Because now we can be on two different sides of the internet, and what's hot on this side of the internet might not be hot on that side of the internet, and they don't care. You feel what I'm saying? They're not interacting with each other. They don't care. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not like the same thing where it's like, oh, all right, we all in BT, we all watching that. We go to the school. You may have liked somebody that everybody didn't like. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, let's say, some people may have liked Bow Wow. Some people ain't like Soulja Boy. You feel what I'm saying? So when you went to school, you feel what I'm saying? Maybe your school, maybe your neighborhood, they all rocking with Bow Wow, bro. But you rocking with Soulja Boy. If you go up there and you talk about Soulja Boy this, Soulja Boy that, they try to clown you. You feel what I'm saying? Nowadays, you don't even have to interact with the Bow Wow fans. You could be Soulja Boy'd out right over here, bro. And you hitting your own little chat. You hitting your own little Discord group. You got your own little Twitter joint. You feel me? Your own little Twitter thread. Y'all got your own little bit. You feel what I'm saying? And you don't really got to interact with the whole other side of the fan base. You feel what I'm saying? Or like Bow Wow versus Little Romeo. You feel what I'm saying? Like back in the day, that was a whole thing. You feel what I'm saying? You interacting with the other fans. You like, oh, you corny, this, that, and the third. You feel what I'm saying? There's a whole like interaction. Now you don't have to interact with them. So now the artists can go over here, promote this, say this, do that, and create their own little universe over here. And they create this own little universe over here. And then they clash. You seen it with the Drake versus Kendrick joint, bro. The discourse become a lot more nastier and become a lot different than what old discourse was, where Jay-Z and Nas go back and forth. We go to Hot 97, we throw a vote on Hot 97, that's it, you lost. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you lost, bro. Everybody on Hot 97 voted Nas, that's it, it's over. You feel what I'm saying? Close the book. Now, like I said, you got your own little world with Drake, you got your own little world with Kendrick, where they both look like, oh, our man won. And they perpetuating that. And when you on social media, you got the crazy reactions that's gonna get amplified. That's all we seeing now. Now we just seeing the amplifications of Team Drake, Team Kendrick, Team Jay-Z, Team Roc Nation. You feel what I'm saying? Going back and forth, clashing with each other. You feel me? Brings us back to the actual interaction that we was talking about. DJ Academiks versus Charlamagne, bro. DJ Academiks come from the social media world that we was talking about with the super reactions and super crazy, this, that, and the third. You feel what I'm saying? Charlamagne come from the opposite. He come from the legacy media, where everybody go to BET, he came from like Wendy Williams and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like everybody go to this one radio station, you feel me? He came from radio, like, and we all make our consensus here, and that's it, that's all. You feel what I'm saying? So back when he was coming up, Jay-Z earned that consistency and all that. You feel me? He earned the consensus. He earned the people's choice. You feel what I'm saying? Like he was what the culture was feeling, this, that, and the third. You feel what I'm saying? Where he looking at Charlamagne like, nah, you on Team Roc Nation, and I'm on Team Drake, so we at a conflict, we at a head, like we gotta fight. You feel me? Cause when you online and you on Reddit, that's how that go. You feel what I'm saying? Team Drake, Team Jay-Z, you feel what I'm saying? We not supposed to like each other. You feel what I'm saying? That's how that go, bro. That's how this whole shit changed, bro. So to me, bro, I'm looking at this like, bro, we don't even have no real journalism no more. You feel what I'm saying? Like back when I was coming up, bro, we had one consistency. You go one place. Now everything all over the place. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with all over the place, but when we only go into social media for the discourse, I feel like it cut out the whole situation of like the barbershop conversation or the shot that we having where we in the neighborhood, you feel what I'm saying? Or we at the cookout and we talking to our cousins, our big cousins from different generations, you feel what I'm saying? We all having this discourse of who we think the best rappers are or who made the best music, you feel what I'm saying? It cut all that out, you feel what I'm saying? It take all that out of it, you feel me? And I feel like that's what's missing in the culture today, to really be honest. We so online with it and we so fighting online with it. When you have a real life interaction, you feel what I'm saying? When you looking at DJ Academiks and you looking at Charlamagne and they having this real life interaction, they can't understand each other because they come from two different worlds. And my man coming from the internet world, he coming from that internet world where it's like, bro, I'm in my own little box. I'm in my own little niche. We in our own little category. You feel what I'm saying? The Drake fans, we like this. We laugh at these memes. You feel what I'm saying? We got these jokes. Like we in our own little bit. You feel what I'm saying? Where Charlamagne coming from a different world where it's like, yeah, but like, is that what everybody feeling? You feel what I'm saying? Like he coming from like a more communal space with it. And I just feel like it's two different girls. I don't think one's right and one's wrong because at the end of the day, Charlamagne's still team Roc Nation. He Roc Nation down. So he got interest on Roc Nation side. You feel what I'm saying? So no, he's not gonna cover Jay-Z like a Jay-Z hater. You feel what I'm saying? He probably not really gonna say too many things that's bad about Jay-Z. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's not how he feel about Jay-Z personally. Like personally, he don't feel that way about Jay-Z. He really admires Jay-Z. And same thing with Academiks. He got the state shirt on. He got the OVO chain. And you feel me? He definitely being hypocritical, talking about, oh, you know, he a spokesperson, this, that, and the third. So like, whether you on the internet side or whether you on the legacy media side, it's all sideways. They all coming with different angles. You feel what I'm saying? I just think it's unfortunate for us as listeners, as fans, as people that's a part of the culture, where now it's not the same where you could just look at one thing and be like, oh, all right, boom, this the story, this is all getting covered. No, now we gotta take this story, we gotta take that story, we gotta piece it together, and we gotta come up with our own discourse. You feel what I'm saying? And sometimes I feel like that definitely takes away from the actual music and from the actual culture, because now it's like a barrier between that. Because before, I feel like we was talking directly about the culture, and now we talking more about, is the information about the culture even true? You feel what I'm saying? That's a whole different layer before we even get to the culture. Now it's like, is this true? What was said about the culture? Like, is it true that he had these bars? Is it true that this, that, and the third happened? That's not even. I mean, we're not even talking about the technicality of the bars. Nothing that we was talking about in the Lupe video. You feel what I'm saying? Like, none of that. We more talking about, like, it's the lies and this, that, and the third, and it's like different things get amplified because it's like, it's on social media, it get the most attention. That's how you get your bread. You feel what I'm saying? That's how you get paid. But at the same time, it's amplifying one aspect of it, just the messy dramas, the sloppiness of it. You feel what I'm saying? Where it's like, damn, a big part of the discourse of the Kendrick and Drake fallout was nothing about the bars. A lot of it was like, damn, bro, like, he had a kid, he had a secret kid, this, that, and the third. Like, you feel what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of that going on. That's a whole different element to it. You feel me? Like, that's a whole different element in 2026 beef compared to 2001, 2002 beef when we talking about the Nas and Jay-Z joint. You feel what I'm saying? That was totally different bit than this joint, because that's the only thing we can really compare it to. You feel me? Kendrick and Drake was a lot like the Jay-Z and Nas situation. You feel what I'm saying? Two people at the top of hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? And they collided. You feel what I'm saying? They clashed and it got nasty. You feel what I'm saying? They got nasty. So like, that's the only thing we could compare it to. And I just feel like that discourse is a lot different than this discourse. That, you know, and you know, I was kind of around that time. You feel me? I was kind of around, but that discourse is a lot different than this discourse. That discourse had us calling into the radio was a lot more like a cultural input, where this joint now the culture broke it down and it's fractured, and it's like this fan base versus that fan base, and they only want to stay in their bubble. They not really interested in staying out their bubble. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a death of a monoculture, bro. It's a death of the journalism for sure, bro. I really think it's something crazy, but I want to know how y'all feel about it. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, if they brought BET back, you think they even really, would people even watch BET again, bro? Do they even trust BET now? Because you got Pete, bro. BET really went into a whole gospel. They had like a gospel aspect to it, where they was kind of talking down on the new culture, on the new generation of people that was bringing in stuff. Then they had a whole nother side of it where they was like, oh, we're gonna do some reality TV, this, that, and the third. MTV stopped showing music videos, so it's like, can people even reel into that, or they already tapped into the YouTube space and in the creator culture space? You feel me? Where we gotta get down with these people. You feel what I'm saying? Blogs is non-existent no more, so it's like, damn. Do we just gotta adapt to this, or should we try to bring back some of the old stuff that we used to have back in the culture back here? It's not like you can't bring some of that stuff back to YouTube. You feel what I'm saying? Have a YouTube page where all that's around. People try it. You feel me? So we'll see. You feel me? We'll see what's going on with that. BET got some stuff going on now, but I'm just like, damn, it's crazy, because now we got to sit here. We got to be like, damn, who benefiting from the narrative? Like, all right, DJ Academiks is saying this, but why he's saying this? And then you like, all right, Charlamagne is saying this, but why he's saying this? You feel what I'm saying? Then you go into the details. You like, oh, he tied to him. Like, you feel what I'm saying? We had the whiteboard with the, oh, he tied to this, that, and the third, bro. It's getting out of hand, bro. That's what I've really seen throughout this whole thing. Because I'm sitting here, I'm looking at it, and I'm listening to everything they saying, and Academiks like, bro, you were at the town hall meeting for this, that, and the third, and y'all got a business together. You're under the Roc Nation label, and he all like, bro, but you work with Drake and Aiden Ross at the Steak Joint, and y'all got this, that, and the third going on. It's getting out of hand. You feel me? It's definitely getting out of hand. I'm looking at this like, damn, bro, ain't nobody clean, ain't nobody safe. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nobody really. Everybody got ulterior motive in this joint. So now we, as viewers, we really got to piece it together. Like, all right, he got this motive, he got that motive. You feel me? We got to piece together what makes sense, you feel what I'm saying, and what sound outlandish, you feel me? So it's a lot more work on us, bro. Journalism is dead. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro, because now the algorithm is the editor-in-chief. You feel what I'm saying? The algorithm is the one that's taking what's true and what's false in and out of the equation, for real. You feel me? Like, whatever get the most views, whatever get the most rage bait, that's what we seeing. You feel me? We not even seeing all the nitty-gritty in between stuff. Like, Pete, bro, when it come to even to this, bro, because like, I ain't sit down and watch the whole 3-hour joint. I watched I watched maybe half of it, then I clipped it up, watched the rest of the clips and the highlights of everything. But even now, you watching clips and you watching highlights, you don't get the full effect of what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't get the full effect of what's going on. So you just reading off the clips and highlights, you may thinking that DJ Academiks got one whole side that you probably misunderstanding his side. You feel what I'm saying? Where DJ Academiks got one side, you probably misunderstanding his side because all you seeing is the highlights and the clips. You feel me? That is the result of us just being on social media. You feel what I'm saying? That's the result of all the news going through the social media funnel. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody not catching everything. So everybody got misinformation and we all arguing about shit that don't even matter. You feel me? Because now we arguing about shit that don't even matter. Now he's like, oh, he team Roc Nation. Oh, you team Drake. Bro, we knew that already. Like, we already knew. You had the OVO chain on. Like, bro, we already knew that already. So what's the point of Charlamagne saying it? And we already know that Charlamagne is team Roc Nation. He got the paper plane. He wear the hat every day at the station. You feel what I'm saying? He from New York. Not from New York, but he worked in New York for like 20, 30 years at this point now, bro. You feel what I'm saying? He tapped into the whole New York jump, bro. He obviously team Hove. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he obviously Roc Nation. You feel me? What's the point of saying that? What's the point of them arguing about it? Like, what's the real point of it? It's just engagement at this point. You feel me? So now that the algorithm is the editor-in-chief, bro, how do you feel about that? You feel me? Let me know in the comments. And that right there is the audit. Peace.